Sister Friends. I am coming to you getting ready to start my project piece for the latest Dixie Belle challenge. I'm wanting to do it in sort of, I don't know, a boho-ish fashion, but with brighter colors than I normally use. I got out Daisy. I have 3 open ones for some reason. I got out Peony, which I also absolutely love. And then I got out Aubergine, which I don't know for sure if I'm going to use, and Pure Ocean, same thing. But what I know so far is that I'm going to use the Peony on the centers of the drawers, the Daisy around that, and I think I'm going to do the legs in a different color coming up, and maybe another one sort of in the crevices. That's all I'm thinking so far. And I've wiped everything off for the most part. I'm not even taking anything out of it right now. I'm not taking anything out of it. I'm not taking the hardware off. None of that has been decided, but just so that I can continue to get started. One other thing I wanted to say is this is a base coat. So with your base coat, you don't have to put it on thick. It doesn't have to cover all the wood. You don't have to have your mind made up yet. None of that. So that's a good way when you're not quite ready or sure what you're going to do to keep from, you know, procrastinating and not doing anything. You can get started with a base coat. This is pretty thick. I'm just going to go, I need to stir it. It's so thick that we're definitely going to need to add some water. Although I may open another one to get it this thick, because later on I also got out like some putty knobs and things that I'm going to come in from some of these edges. I'm just going to have a dang good time with it. That's all I'm going to do. You know what I mean? If it doesn't look good in the end, I'll laugh about it and paint over it. No biggie at all. I'm not trying to get a really smooth finish right now, so having this thicker amount on the brush is not going to hurt anything at all. We are just slapping some paint on here. And I have a decent amount of water that I just sprayed on it, so we have that too, but it all absolutely does not matter. I'm not going to do too much blending right this second, but I know what I want here in the long run is I'm going to put the Peony here in the centers, and then when I come back with that second coat, I'm going to blend with my second coat of the yellow into my second coat of the Peony to try to come out with sort of a peachy orangey color. Just going to use one of these large blank canvas brushes. Okay, and here's where the decision needs to be made of Aubergine from the bottom or Pure Ocean, like a teal turquoise color from the bottom. I'm still thinking I'm going to use some of the teal turquoise in between the lines on some of these. I don't know that for a fact yet. I just feel like coming from a really deep color in some of the areas because it's going to have so much color on here. I feel like it may need the darker to ground it. I'm thinking about the color wheel, and I'm thinking about how, you know, your yellow and your pink go into orange, and orange is across from your purple, which looks good with the aubergine. And I don't want to put too many colors on it. I think I'm going to go ahead and just go with the Pure Ocean. I hear the husband out there singing. We're going to leave it on there. This is what he gets. Oh, let's mix it up and thin it out. I have 2 or 3 of these open too. That sort of happens because I have the upstairs studio, the downstairs studio, and the DeRitter studio, which is about 20 miles from here, and I'll open what I need in that studio if I don't have it with me. Then when I start gathering them for a project, they're open everywhere. I'm going to try one thing with it. Because if I don't like this, I can paint over it with the yellow tomorrow. Kind of 80s looking. I'm not an 80s girl, but it could be. Just gonna grab a big brush. Flat large Dixie Belle. I'm gonna paint this bottom. And I'm thinking in the long run scheme of things, I'm probably gonna come up these sides with this just a little bit. What you think? I'm going to keep on working on this, and I'll see you back when this dries and we start to put on our regular coats. I want to show you something really quick. Got out my color wheel. Here you go. This is the piece with just the first coats on it, and I understand that it can be almost garish a little bit. I know these colors look okay together just because in my heart I can see it, but I want to show you on my color chart real quick. Here's my pure color, is this yellow because it's Daisy, Dixie Belle Daisy. And then this is going to show me the colors that are complementary with it, that are, this purple that I'm wanting to use, the aubergine, is down here. So I know that it'll be okay to use that. And the red tints are here and the blues, but I really wanted to use this Pure Ocean, but it's not right where I want it to be. So if I turn my color chart to more of an orange yellow, that still brings in like the bright pink that I'm using, but it also brings in some of the teals, and it still allows the purples underneath. So what I'm going to do before I do my second coat, so see here, let's put it back up here at the orange yellow. That's it. What I'm going to do is mix probably 50-50 the Colonel Mustard with the Daisy to come up with a lighter version of the orange yellow. Then I'm going to be very comfortable with the Peony and with the Pure Ocean. And then later on, if I decide I want to deepen anything up, I can still use the purples. And here's when you're looking at your color chart. There's my main color. These are your complementary colors or split complementary colors. And then these are colors that you would use as accent colors. That's the word I was trying to think of. Accent colors. Now, if I wanted it to just be all pleasing, we would just use from these colors. Let's do the same thing on this side and maybe you can see it better. If I came with just the yellow, these are the colors beside the yellow that would look good with it. That's all very happy and pleasing unless your heart's here and here. But those then are the split complementary colors as well. So let me turn this around and get it up here where I want it. We're gonna go back to the orange yellow. Back to the yellow that we're gonna create. And even though these are darker versions, that's just about the tone of my pure ocean. And down here, we're gonna have the peony. So I'm going with lighter versions of this, but you take your color chart, you pick your main color, then you can have a little bit of a focal point, and say you do 70% of my piece will be out of this color range. Then we're gonna go 20% out of the focal color, and then 10% of the accent color, and that will be very complementary. We can add a tad of this if we decide to. So that's working with the color chart. So even when things are crazy looking like this and just look like random bright colors, there's a reason for putting them together. Hope you enjoyed that and you enjoy your color charts. Love mine. And I'm excited to do some more on this piece and feeling a little bit more confident with my color choices now that I got the color wheel and I can prove to anybody who thinks I'm wrong that it's okay. Not sure if you're going to be able to see this good. This yellow is still wet, but I decided to go ahead and see how I was going to do with making that green. So I'm going to have to climb down here to do it. Here we go. It's definitely a yellowy green. I love it. I'm gonna pull a little up these yellow sides, and that's gonna be the end of this round, but it worked great.